Well, more than 1,000 people have come here to Bar 316 in South End. As you can see behind me now, many of them holding candles. Right now we've heard for more than a dozen speakers talking about just what happened in Orlando, all of them wanting to pay their respects.
His eye is on.
Even though we are many miles away, that we can still feel it. It was an attack, period. And it was terrible.
Nearly 1,000 people came to Bar 316 in South End Monday night, including Charlotte native Devin Nystrom. He frequented and even worked at Pulse nightclub in Orlando and says he knew at least 9 people who died.
The sort of shock of terror that it's hard to process, but we have to take a deep breath and remember that love is really the most important thing.
The LGBT Chamber of Commerce organized the vigil to show support and give people a place to grieve.
We're coming out to stand in solidarity as a community, as family, as friends, to say that this tragedy was horrible, but there's still a lot of love here.
This just one of many vigils across the Queen City. CMPD held this candlelight vigil in front of their headquarters to show solidarity for the victims and fellow officers in Orlando. Yolanda Benson says her nephew lives in Orlando and has friends who died in the shooting.
This felt really sad, and especially for him, because I'm very supportive of everyone. And I just felt really sad that I could just give him a hug through the phone.
Again, a very emotional night here in Charlotte. Behind me, as you can see, people have been here for more than 2 hours and listening, talking to each other and just supporting each other. There will be another vigil tomorrow from 6 to 7:30. That vigil will take place from the Mecklenburg Ministries at the St. Peter's Episcopal Church. For now, we're live in South End. Amanda Fitzpatrick, WCCB News. Morgan, shock and disbelief, those are just some of the emotions that people told me that they were feeling after that incident in Orlando. You can look behind me. More than 1,000 people came here to Bar 316. Now, the vigil just ended about 20 minutes ago. People began arriving before 8 o'clock and stayed for hours. CMPD also on the scene along with medic just to make sure that everyone here was safe. A lot of people just wanting to pay their respect for those who lost their lives. More than 1,000 came here to Bar 316 in South End Monday night. The LGBT Chamber of Commerce organized the vigil to show support and give people a place to grieve. CMPD held this candlelight vigil in front of their headquarters to show solidarity for the victims and fellow officers in Orlando.
I think it's important that this event happens here at an LGBT bar precisely because of a couple things. The attack in Orlando occurred at an LGBT bar. But looking at the history of the LGBT community, our bars and our clubs have been our safe haven.
Charlotte native Devin Nystrom frequented and even worked at Pulse nightclub in Orlando and says he knew at least 9 people who died.
The sort of shock of terror that it's hard to process, but we have to take a deep breath and remember that love is really the most important thing.
Again, a lot of people decided that they wanted to just kind of stay behind, that we talked to just kind of show support for each other. A lot of cheers tonight when they talked about just the fight for the LGBT community. Again, as I mentioned, police, medic, along with other officers just blocking South Boulevard to make sure that there wasn't any additional traffic down the road and that everyone inside here was safe. We also want to tell you that tomorrow there will be another vigil from 6 to 7:30 at St. Peter's Episcopal Church. That one is from the Mecklenburg Ministries, is an interfaith vigil. For now, we're live in South End. Amanda Fitzpatrick, WCCB News.